Hey everybody, it's Tanner from Steampunks. E3 was this week. I know a lot of people are working and didn't have a chance to watch the conferences, so here's a little recap of all the conferences. I'm going to go in order. First up is Xbox. Personally, I thought that Xbox blew it out of the water this year. They came out with this huge conference, they had a ton of exclusive games, and it was amazing. The first thing that they announced was that they were going to have backwards compatibility, which is a big announcement actually. Nobody thought that was possible on the new gen consoles. And for backwards compatibility, they announced some sort of a virtual console kind of thing where you would be able to download a select few games. I think they advertised about 100, and if you already own the game, then I think they said you get it for free, which is awesome. And yeah, so that was a huge announcement. And of course, following that with the big announcement of Fallout 4. Fallout 4 announced that they would be on Xbox first, and they would make it to PC and PS4, but they will be on Xbox first, and they will be trying to iron out all the kinks in their game on Xbox, I think. So if you're an Xbox fan and you're a Fallout fan, then that's really good news for you. The other cool thing was HoloLens. HoloLens made a huge splash this year with Minecraft, actually. Microsoft's acquisition of Minecraft last year was a little auspicious. Everybody was wondering why they bought it, considering Minecraft is somewhat of an older IP at this point. And we were really wondering what they were going to do with it, and this HoloLens has cleared everyone's fears, really. Like, the HoloLens is augmented reality, where you wear you wear glasses on your face, and through these lenses, you can see your entire Minecraft world. And there was even a point where he had the whole game displayed on a wall so that you wouldn't need a TV. All you would need is to be wearing these glasses and you could just play Minecraft. And then the cool part was that he walked over to a table and he loaded his entire Minecraft world onto a tabletop so that you could see it in an isometric view and look at it, and you could drag it around, you could drag it up and down, look at it, and people could play in your world as you were looking at it on this tabletop view. So you could see all your friends running around in the world, and you could tell them where things are and stuff, and that was just really amazing. That blew everyone's mind, I think. This is technology that we have never seen before. They showed it off a little bit last year, the AR stuff at E3, and it looks like Microsoft just went gung-ho with it. They loved it, and this is what they brought to the table. They brought this amazing Minecraft game that you can play on your tabletop. And of course, the big announcement from Xbox this year, everybody kind of knew that they were doing the remaster of Gears 1, which looks amazing, by the way. All the upped graphics and everything look great. But the big announcement was Gears 4. Gears 4 got announced this year, and everybody went apeshit in the crowd. No one really knew that game was coming. To have another one that's numbered in the series, I know that Gears of War Judgment came out previously. And they showed a gameplay demo for it as well. It just seemed like a really polished demo, at least. And I can't wait to see more of it. It looks more horror-y. It looks a lot darker. You have your flashlight, but it doesn't really light up a lot, and I just can't wait to see more of that game. It looks amazing. So those were pretty much the big highlights that I saw out of the Xbox conference. So next up is the PS4 conference, and finally, after years and years of everybody waiting, and everybody last year saying that was the last year they were going to be waiting for this game, Last Guardian finally made an appearance, and it had a game demo as well, which was refreshing to see, because last time we saw it was only a cinematic trailer, which was amazing and helped build the hype, but to put years and years between a trailer and a demo kind of dampened things, I think. For anybody that doesn't know, Last Guardian is the successor to Shadow of the Colossus, which was a monumental game on PS2 and changed a lot of people's lives and a lot of people's perspectives on video games, I think. So it was refreshing to see Last Guardian make an appearance, and they said that it would be out next year, which is also nice to hear. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of that, because the demo that they showed looked like it was in the same area as the cinematic trailer that they showed like 3 years ago. So I'm hoping that there are more areas and they have more of the game finished to show us at some point. But for now, Last Guardian made an appearance, and that's enough for a lot of people. Star Wars Battlefront looks amazing. Everybody watched the trailer and got all hyped for that about a month ago. It showed up at E3 again during the PlayStation 4 conference, and it had an exciting gameplay demo. And the game looks a lot like Battlefield, obviously with the Star Wars skins and everything. But the level of detail that they've gone into with everybody's costumes and all the artillery and stuff like that, it just looks amazing. And I can't wait to play it as a stormtrooper, like rushing into a rebel base or vice versa. Like, that's what I always thought Battlefront was supposed to be. And this game just looks amazing. Like, I can't wait to get our hands on it. Hitman actually made a return. I know everybody was disappointed about the performance of Hitman Absolution. It didn't hold up to Hitman Blood Money, which is everybody's favorite game to play on Steam. And to see this trailer was pretty awesome. Like, it was a great trailer. It was all CG, cinematic, but just to know that Hitman is making a comeback, it just looks great. It looks awesome. PlayStation Vue made a big announcement. They're already in a few markets, I think New York, Chicago, and Philadelphia, but they also announced that they'd be moving into Sacramento and San Francisco. So for those who don't know, PlayStation Vue is basically basic cable. Like, you can purchase channels to watch, and these aren't just like crappy channels either. You can watch like FX and ABC, Fox, TSN, ESPN, whatever you want to watch. And you can order these channels individually, which makes it a huge bonus over your cable company, I'm sure. Especially if you own a PS4 already and you just want to pay for a couple channels. Like, I know that we're sports fans, so we'd be paying for only sports channels, what we want to watch, and then we just watch it through our PS4. It makes a lot of sense to people, and I can't wait for it to reach Canada. Right now, it's only in 5 cities in the States, but those are 5 major markets, and I can't imagine that the TV companies are taken too lightly to this. Shenmue 3 was a game that surprised everybody, I think, to be at the PlayStation conference. Everyone was very excited to see that Shenmue 3 would be seeing the light of day. And the only bittersweet thing about this is that PlayStation, after they played the Shenmue 3 trailer at their conference, they had the creator come out on stage and basically ask people to go donate at their Kickstarter. And a lot of fans are willing and totally are just throwing their money at this game and just want to see it done, and I understand that completely. I just didn't get it. I was like, why isn't PlayStation just funding this themselves? Like, Sony has a lot of money, why wouldn't they just fund this if they knew that fans wanted it? And for it to show up at the Sony conference, I kind of think that Shenmue 3 is going to be an exclusive Sony game. So if they want control of the IP, then why aren't they funding it themselves? And they're asking for a handout. And if you go to the Kickstarter page right now, they're at like $4 million, and they had like a $2 million goal, and they still have like over a month to go. This Kickstarter just got put up like 3 days ago, and they've already doubled their goal. And it's just like, that's just wrong for a couple reasons. Like, Sony should be funding that game, 1, and 2, that's just going to overshadow any other game that's on Kickstarter that wouldn't get funded otherwise, games that aren't already picked up by Sony and making appearances at their conferences. So I didn't understand that one bit, really. If you want to go throw your money at that game, that's fine. I've never played Shenmue, so I can't really testify to like how good the game is, but like, I understand that fans want to throw their money at it. I just didn't understand that with all the money that we gave Sony for our PS4s, that we would be giving them money to make a game and then giving them money to buy the game. So I just didn't really understand that. And finally, at the PlayStation 4 conference, one of the games that was high up on my list of games to see, Uncharted 4 actually had a demo that looked amazing. Like, previously they had only shown us a CG trailer that also looked great, but this just looked awesome. Like, there's no way to describe it. Like, to see how the game is actually played is way different than actually watching it in the trailers. So to see Nathan Drake running through this world, shooting at bad guys and punching them in the face, then like driving in the truck and getting shot at, and like driving through these villages and stuff, and like that just harkens back to the old days of Uncharted for me. And I really liked that, seeing that trailer, or seeing that gameplay demo rather, and it was just great. It was a blast. You're watching the trailer and Drake makes his funny jokes like he always does, and it really brings you back to the franchise, because that franchise really, it kind of gets written like no other franchise. Like, it's almost a movie adventure first, and there's the same kind of like humor and jokes written into it, and you're playing through it, and you can kind of do things at your own pace, but you are kind of set on rails. And there's a lot of exploring, but being set on rails isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially when things are exploding and everything is really tight and things are coming at you, and you still have to perform and be skillful at the game. So that game was just a lot of fun for us. Uncharted 4, we were happy to see that at the PlayStation 4 conference. And finally, last but not least, is the Nintendo conference. And for those who don't know, Nintendo for the last few years has foregone their traditional E3 conference and has instead done a digital live event, which anybody is free to watch. They stream it over the internet. And I think they do this for a couple reasons. It's so that, well, E3 is only for journalism, and only press gets in. So I think things happen like when they announced the Wii U. They don't get to announce it straight to consumers, they get to announce it to press, and then press gets to announce it to consumers, and they get to put their own spin on it. And I think Nintendo would rather put their own spin on it and have their Nintendo people talk about their consoles and stuff instead of letting journalism do that for them. So they've been doing this digital event for a few years now. I have to say that Nintendo's digital event this year was a little dry. It wasn't quite as entertaining as watching the PS4 and Xbox conferences. That being said, they do a treehouse style where they introduce games and they have maybe 3 or 4 people on stage playing them at a time, so it's more of a Let's Play kind of event. So they showed off a new Zelda game, which looks amazing. It's called Triforce Heroes. They showed a trailer for it and some gameplay demo. They had 3 people from Nintendo Treehouse playing it on stage, and it looks great. You play as 3 different heroes, and you're all running through these levels that look like A Link Between Worlds, the DS game that just came out. This is on the 3DS, by the way. You play as 3 different heroes, but you're all in the same game, and you have to like run through the level and help each other out, and you can like pick each other up and put each other on your shoulders and stuff and run around, and like it just looked like a lot of fun. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival looked very cool, actually. If anyone has played Mario Party 10, I know that was kind of a disappointing, but the Amiibo Party section of that game is what Amiibo Festival looks like for Animal Crossing. But it doesn't look like there'll be mini games. It looks more like landing on things on the board and kind of chance like that, kind of more like the Game of Life or something. Yoshi's Woolly World is obviously one that everyone is excited for. And you have no reason not to be. It looks amazing, and every time they show something new from it, everybody just gets awe-inspired. Yoshi's Woolly World looks crazy, and they keep promising that game is a lot harder than it looks. Like, if you're going for 100% collectibles on every level and everything, then you're going to get a challenge of that game, which I really like. That's what I really like about Nintendo games. So during the Nintendo World Championships, one of the rounds was a game called Blast Ball, which was a new game, and for the Nintendo World Championships, everybody kind of thought that they'd be playing something new at least. And it looked a lot like soccer, but you had kind of like arm cannons that you'd be shooting at this giant ball with, and it's 3-on-3 soccer. And then during the Nintendo Live event, they actually revealed that Blast Ball was going to be a part of Metroid Prime Federation Forces, which everybody, as soon as they hear Metroid Prime, is immediately excited. But looking at the game, it does not look like it should fit into the Metroid universe, and honestly, it feels like a tagged-on title. It feels like a game that maybe wouldn't have sold as well. It's a 3DS game. Maybe this game wouldn't have sold as well under the original title, and they just stuck Metroid in there to maybe boost its sales a little bit. But I know a lot of people feel ripped off about that one. Everybody was kind of expecting a new Metroid, and everybody's expecting this new next-gen Wii U Metroid game, and what we got was not that. Oh my god, Mario Maker. Also at the Nintendo World Championships, the final round was Mario Maker levels. Everybody's kind of seen what Mario Maker is, but this was the first time that we got to see like entire levels that were made by people. These were made by people in the Nintendo Treehouse, and it was freaking awesome. Some of those levels just look crazy. You can stick like multiple Bowsers in a level, and like, just like put stuff on top of each other, like stack things up on top, and just whatever Mario theme you're playing with, whether it's the 8-bit Mario or Super Mario World or like the new 3DS and Wii U Mario games. All the physics gets changed, and all the items kind of have alterations from version to version, so you can change your levels around really fast just that way, and that was really entertaining to watch. It was so cool. And finally, from the Nintendo conference, everybody was waiting for this. This is a highly anticipated game that we hadn't seen anything for. It was Star Fox Zero. Star Fox Zero made a frickin' bang. They had an amazing trailer, and they had some people come out from the Treehouse, and they were playing Star Fox Zero. They played the first level of it. The only thing is that Star Fox Zero is going to be a reimagining of Star Fox 64, and we've already had a remake of Star Fox 64 on the 3DS come out a few years ago, so I was kind of wondering why they wouldn't just try to expand the universe and tell a different story, but they've come out and promised that this is going to be a reimagining, so it's going to be very different from Star Fox 64, story-wise anyway. They showed a lot of the gameplay for it, and it looks amazing. Like, it basically looks like Star Fox 64, just all the upped graphics, all the new resolution. Everything looks really smooth. The frame rate looks really smooth. Yeah, they showed off. The people during the Treehouse, they were talking about it, but it was kind of hard to hear. There was some kind of 3D sound technology that the intercom would use on the Wii U gamepad. So that it would sound like Slippy and Falco and Pappy were all talking to you through your ears instead of like just sounds coming out of the gamepad. And everybody who played it really remarked on that. You couldn't hear it through the TV, but I really can't wait to hear that. And Star Fox, it looked like the game that everybody was expecting out of a Star Fox game, and it looks like a lot of fun. We just can't wait to blow things up and just shoot bombs at stuff and just giant enemies and space battles and dogfights. We just can't wait. And that was basically the E3 recap for the major conferences anyway. There was still the Ubisoft and EA. Everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure that you stay up to date on our Steampunks channel, because I think Blake is coming out with his favorite games of E3. And he will definitely be doing more coverage of the EA and the Ubisoft conference as well. And I know that we've taken some time off during E3. E3 is definitely a very, very hectic time for us, and it also happened to fall during the Steam Summer Sale, which is also another hectic time for us because we're always trying to pick up games that we think that you guys might like and that we need to do videos on. We have been taking a little bit of a break and making videos, just to let you know that we are coming back full strength. Blake will be coming out with his Lemma review later this week. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you liked it. Thanks, everyone.